This is JacobSoccer13 here, and today I'm looking at Spain's World Cup odds. Now, this is the first of, I don't know, I guess you could call it a series. I'm going to be making, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so 13 videos, and I'm going to try to keep them under 5 minutes. Um, Not sure if I'm going to be able to or not, but um, anyways, what I'm going to do in all of these videos is I'm going to take a country and I'm going to look at the starting 11 that I think that they should use in the World Cup, which players are important, and their odds at winning the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil. Now Spain, I'm going to start off with first off, okay, there's two main countries that are in it. You guys should know it's going to be Spain and Brazil. They have the biggest odds. Brazil, I actually think, has very, very slightly higher percent chance of winning the World Cup simply because of the host. It gives them so much of an advantage, especially because it is Brazil. You know, any other country's home advantage is something, but Brazil's is even more. Um, but I'm going to be doing Spain first just because I know everything about the Spain squad there is to know. And I can tell you right now that this isn't the squad Del Bosque is going to start. He could, but it's not likely that he'll start this exact squad. But this is a squad that I think he should use. You know, he knows best. He's Del Bosque, but this is a squad that I would be using. Now I'm gonna start off. In all these videos, I'm gonna have one player that's a blue card and three players that are black cards. Now the blue card is going to be Iniesta in this, and he is the most essential part of the squad. If Iniesta doesn't play, the squad doesn't play as well. He is the most important player in the squad, and he needs to turn up at the World Cup in order for Spain to win it. Now, the three black cards, they're going to be they're essential, but Spain can play without them. Now, Ramos is kind of debatable. They don't have that many clear-cut center backs currently because Puyo is getting older. But there are a couple of center backs that in a couple of years will be amazing. For one example of Inigo Martinez. But Casillas and Costa, obviously, there are lots of replacements. Um, but if Casillas doesn't do well, Spain, if they use another goalkeeper, you know, no one's going to do as good as Casillas does. Um, but you know, he is an important player in the squad. And Ramos, again, if Ramos was like out injured, the squad would struggle. They could still play well without these players, but not as well. And then Costa up front. Now, it's not just Costa. Any striker that Spain uses in the World Cup has to be, you know, they have to perform well in order for Spain to win it. You know, they won the European Championship without a clear-cut striker. They won the World Cup with Villa and Torres. They played the most, but they weren't like Villa obviously did well, but Torres was debatable. Villa was outplaying left. But whatever striker Spain uses has to perform in order for them to win the World Cup. They might be able to win it with a midfield, but I don't know. Now Villa is a striker, but when he plays for Spain, he usually plays at the left wing position, and he does play like sort of like a striker, but you know he does play like a left wing at times as well. And then Silva. In these, I'll explain everything that I did in the squad. I just don't want to put the players in and show you everything when I'm making the squad because it'd be too long of a video. But Silva is playing at the right wing simply because, like Villa for Spain, he plays differently than at club level. I don't actually know if he ever has played at right wing for Manchester City, probably a couple of times. But for Spain, Del Bosque does play him occasionally at the right wing position, and he does do fairly well there. So that's why he's in the right wing position, simply because he's not good enough to be in the midfield for Spain. Um, just because they have so many talented players in the squad. You know, a lot of players will be missing out in the World Cup. But so that's why he's at right wing. Now, the changes that I made to the players' stats. Casillas obviously gets higher because he's better than what he is in game. Ramos, I've given him a little bit more pace, a little bit more heading and defending. Same for PK. But his pace is still pretty low, but 88 heading, 87 defending. Carvajal, I gave him a big boost because he has done very well this season. He has 88 pace now, 84 dribbling, 81 passing, and 77 defending. Alba, I didn't change anything except for the passing, dribbling, and defending. The pace, shooting, and heading, I'd say, are about the same. But his passing is a lot better than in game. Than what FIFA have given him. Same with his dribbling, and his defending is slightly better. Now, Xavi, the only stats that I have changed are shooting and passing. Also, these stats are for the country only. Not This has nothing to do with club level. Well, obviously some players that haven't played as much, like if they're in form for club, I've changed their stats slightly. But um, for the players that play regularly for their country, like Carvajal is one of those players that, you base that off of his club performances. Costa as well, because he's only played one match for Spain. But players like Xavi, Iniesta, Alonso that play regularly, that's these stats are for their international performances. Now Xavi, he's got a decent shot for Spain, and also for Spain, he has 96 passing. You could say that his passing is that good for Barcelona as well, but I'd say Xavi and Iniesta both are slightly better for Spain. Xavi, I kept his rating at 89. 96 passing now, which I think is accurate. He's got, I'd say 99 short passing, and then his long passing is decent. Now, Alonso has one more passing than Iniesta, simply because Alonso can play long balls like nobody's business. He's definitely one of the best crossers of the ball in the world. If he's out on the wing, he's usually not out on the wing crossing, but he does play all sorts of passes up the field. Uh, you know, he when you're not playing short passes, when you want to play a long pass, Alonso is who you want to give the ball to, so that he can pass it up. And his short passing is also very well. It also made his shooting better because he has a very good long shot. And that's just about all I've changed. Pace and dribbling changed shortly, like slightly. Iniesta, I've made him a 91 as opposed to his 89 for Spain. He's amazing. He's a lot faster than his card would suggest. What FIFA have given him. And his dribbling is insane for Spain. The ball is glued to his feet. He does a lot more dribbling for Spain than he does for Barcelona, and he can also still pass the ball. One of the best passes in the world. But he does fall short on the long passing, but he can play a perfect short pass. Again, like Xavi, I'd say 99 short passing. And then his shooting is also slightly better. Now, Villa, I've given him more pace, more passing, I think slightly more dribbling as well, and then 90 shooting because he's one of the best shots in the world, especially for Spain. When he is in form, you don't want to be the goalkeeper on the opposing team. And same for Costa. This is based on club level because he doesn't play much for Spain, but more passing, or no, more pace, more shooting, more dribbling, and more heading mainly, and then I think slightly more passing. As he plays for Spain, he'll obviously get better passing, but for now, that's what I've given him. And then lastly, it's David Silva. I give him slightly more pace, slightly more shooting, and then the rest of the stats are about the same. I'd say that's about this attributes are fair for Spain. You know, he does do fairly well. He could be an 88 rated. It's debatable. But anyways, that is the team. Their odds at winning the World Cup. The way I've calculated it, there's only 13 teams, I think I said, that even have more than a 1% chance. So I've only included them. You could say like, oh, the United States have a 1% chance of winning, but not really. And aside from Brazil, Spain, and Germany, most of the other teams are fairly even at the chances of winning it. But Spain, I would say, has a 30% chance of winning the World Cup in 2014. So there is the first team's odds. 30% chance of winning, and that is the starting 11 that I think Spain should use. Try to keep this video to 5 minutes. I don't actually know how long it's been, but it's probably more than 5 minutes. But anyways, that'll be the new video. The next video might be out later today. But anyways, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.